Greetings ladies and gentlemen, my name is Adrian and I welcome you back to the channel. I've been checking out a new MMO PvP game called Dreadnought, developed by Jaeger Development and 6foot and published by Greybox. Dreadnought is currently in closed beta and boy, I'll tell ya, even at this early stage I've been having a lot of fun. So, what is Dreadnought? Dreadnought is an 8 vs 8 PvP game that centers around large capital ships, and you are the captain of your own ship, fighting in deep space or planet side in the distant future. The difference here is that there are no dogfights in smaller ships, as the ships that you get to play are all huge, with more emphasis on teamwork, strategy, and the class mechanics of each type of ship. Speaking of warship classes, there are 5, mainly the large destroyer class, which is all about nuking enemies. Then there's the dreadnoughts that focus on tanking. There's the artillery class for long range damage. The tactical cruisers for support, which is either healing or DPS. Well, I say healing, I should really say repairing. And finally the corvette class, which is the fastest and smallest of the lot, designed for quick scouting to find enemies on the map. So most of you will be wondering about the gameplay, so let's get straight to it. I've been really impressed with the execution of the combat in Dreadnought. I initially felt the moving of the lumbering warships around the map would feel slow, but that will really depend on your chosen ship class. WASD keys are used to move and navigate, spacebar to gain altitude, and the left shift key to drop it. Mouse and keyboard felt pretty natural, and you can also plug in a controller, which is the best way to play in my opinion. Combat itself is very much action-based, and I love that as you get into the thick of the action, there's just so much going on around you, and you and your team's decisions and strategy will matter. You pretty much just aim the target crosshairs onto an enemy ship and left-click to fire your primary weapons, though there are other weapons on your ship as well, such as missiles and torpedoes, which the tutorial at the beginning will teach you how to use. You can't just pew-pew continuously too. Your weapons need to recharge, so timing your shots is a factor for success. For support classes, it's all about protecting and repairing your teammates' ships, so flying close for repairs is what you'll be doing. Matches can last anywhere between 8 to 15 minutes, and victory will depend on the game mode you've queued for, and so far team deathmatches are the most popular as usual. I would say that the combat in Dreadnought is easy to learn but hard to master, so my advice is to pick a ship class and stick with it for a few matches until you get the feel for it and know what it can do. Besides the usual shooting and launching missiles, there's more that your ship can do in battles, and it will take some time to master them. Holding E will toggle an extra set of commands, such as bringing up a shield, increasing speed, and increasing weapon damage. Do note that these will draw power, so use them wisely and at the right time too, as just like weapons, they need time to recharge unless there's a support ship nearby. So besides the action-based combat, what else is there to do? Well, there's the progression metagame that is pretty interesting, depending on how much time you want to pour into the game. New players start with the most basic of class ships in their hangar, but they can all be researched further for weapon upgrades, customization, and more using the credits and research points you earn for competing in matches. This is where Dreadnought is most similar to World of Tanks, as there are plenty of tiers, tech trees, and manufacturing brands for all the ships, and your progression in the game will rely heavily on going up the tiers for your chosen class to get better ones, with upgrading from the stock parts to more effective substitutes, altering the basic stats of your ships such as speed, weapon effectiveness, and health. You can also just buy a new and better ship if you have the money and don't want to spend time grinding your way to the top. Currently, there's a total of 51 ships in-game and 17 hero ships, which are pre-made and come with all the upgrades and weapons at your disposal, ready to go. These hero ships are pretty rare and can be bought off the store, and they also come in one of the Founders Packs currently available. There's plenty to keep you occupied in Dreadnought, and it's very much a long-term game as it will take you quite a while to get your captain into the higher ranks, while researching all the tiers for your ships as well. Rank is basically the XP system in the game and will be taken into consideration for the game's matchmaking mechanics. Through experience, the balance has been pretty decent, with everyone in a match being only 1 or 2 ranks apart. Furthermore, there is a guild system in place called Fleets, and you can invite a bunch of friends to join your fleet, team up, and tackle matches together. If it's anything like any of the wargaming.net titles, then I'm guessing it will be a premium feature and you'll need to be a VIP in order to create your own fleet. More on VIP status later. Now let's talk about the game's presentation for a bit, because despite the game being fun to play, I do take issue with the game's graphics. While I like the designs for all the ships, the game's engine does look dated in my opinion and feels kinda last gen, even on the highest settings. Even the character models look really bad, especially the ones that pop up during matches to give you the sit-reps. I'll give them props for the high quality textures and maps, however, the environments and planets do look great, but it's still being overpowered by the lackluster graphics. Outside of the matches, the main screen, UI, and menus are pretty basic, and again, very similar to World of Tanks, so if you could tolerate that, then this shouldn't be a problem for you. When it comes to pricing, it's great to hear that Dreadnought will launch as a free-to-play title for both the PC and PlayStation 4, with microtransactions of course. You can also pay to earn a limited time VIP status, and that grants you bonus to credits and research points earned, on top of the other benefits such as owning a fleet among other things. In the store, you can purchase ships for under $30 or less, and there's a lot of customization options that you can get for coins too, which will cost real money to purchase. As usual, I'm not a fan of microtransactions that allow you to buy top tier ships from the store, but hey, if it worked for World of Tanks, I'm sure it will work here too, right? Anyway, on to my final verdict from playing the Dreadnought closed beta. If you enjoyed World of Tanks or World of Warships or World of Warplanes or any of the other wargaming.net titles and have a deep appreciation for space battles and large spaceships, then I totally recommend checking out Dreadnought on release. It's a free-to-play game that has all the hallmarks of being a hit. It's got great fast-paced tactical air combat that feels great and a progression system that will keep you hooked until you've researched all the tiers to get the ship that you want. The various different ship classes are also great, each offering a different style of play that's fun if you don't want to settle on just one. Graphics are not the best, but hey, it is a free-to-play game, so I'll leave that up to your judgment. There's a lot of these types of games out there and I certainly haven't played them all, but Dreadnought in a way does feel different, and that's because of the emphasis on large ship warfare, as opposed to smaller ships that most other games have. It will be interesting to see how the game progresses as more players jump in, so I'll definitely be keeping an eye on this one. And that wraps up my first impressions for Dreadnought. The game will be released sometime this year, so give it a look when it does come out. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button and do subscribe to the channel for more on MMOs and game reviews. Once again, my name is Adrian and I thank you for watching.